Hey there, my name is Khatleesi, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is the 11th episode of this playthrough. If you've missed any episodes, please feel free to check out the playlist dedicated to this series, which you can find on my channel. And for all who are ready for this episode, let's jump right back into it. So, last episode, we actually left off from within the murder case, right? So now we're talking about it. And we actually just kind of caught Byakuya off guard because he didn't realize that the two locker rooms were switched. So, let's continue from here.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Perfect. We could not have gotten a better, response to what I just said
Come
just
on,
now.
Makoto.
Hey, don't move on without permission.
If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls locker room. The posters! Where are they? Yeah! There we go.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
I mean, some boys are into that.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker room, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Because she borrowed somebody else's.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
It was
highly
Leon's
doubt
handbook.
that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten to the boys' locker room somehow? Yes. Make your argument. Okay. Broken e-handbook. There you go. Let's go.
Is it really possible?
Now we got a lot of
Could
scenes here
Chihiro
too.
really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Nope.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
Oh, that's true though. That was a
Sure,
good
that would've
point.
been no problem for
But
her.
that's not it. Good
No,
guess
I
though.
don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
No, it's wrong!
I mean, it's right. It's just she broke it.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Oh.
Why not?
Oh, she didn't use that at all. I thought she might have broken it herself.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it. Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Really?
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
I feel like this has something to do with what happened in the sauna. So before I even knew what was happening, class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... Okay.
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I mean, we haven't checked that poster yet.
I'd
It
like you
says
to
something.
examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Okay.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's
Dude, she's dead.
probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys
Come
do it.
on, Hina.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just
Sure.
leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Oh, she's angry. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what, you guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my
And
mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well,
Possibly.
without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What?
So he did
But
help.
aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
These kids are all kinds of fucked up.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to a real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
A gun!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Okay, make your argument. Celeste's account. That's it? Yep.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
That could be it.
Clues are one thing, but
Guess we're still going.
did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
It might be
You
that
want to
one.
know who saw
just
the
before.
victim? The killer. And only the killer.
It's not like they're just gonna game over, man!
No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead...
Is that it? Nope. That's not it.
Shoot!
Okay, keep going.
Isn't there a single clue? Clues, did nobody get a look?
I'm sure if someone
saw the killer.
they...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some... Yeah.
Really?
Shoot!
Damn. So I have to,
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues, did nobody get a...
I'm sure if someone saw the killer...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at... Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
It's all... You want to know who saw the killer?
And only... It's not like...
They're just gonna... Game over, man!
the killer and only the killer. Maybe we need that one.
Clue? Well, clues, did nobody get a look?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some... Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of...
It's over.
It's... You want to know who saw
Saw the victim?
the killer? Killer. And it's not like
They're just gonna...
her and...
Game over, man!
No! Not game over!
Isn't
And
there
only
a
the
single
killer.
clue that might lead us to...
Who did it? Clues are one thing. Did nobody get a look?
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some... Yeah. All we need right now is any...
No, oh my god. I can't figure this out. There must be a contradiction there somewhere.
Isn't there a single clue that...
That might lead us... Clues are... Did nobody get a look?
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at... Yeah.
It's over. You want to
Maybe
know who
this
saw
is
the
where I
victim?
do it.
The killer.
That's it.
No, it's wrong.
I hadn't thought about that. My bad.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever. Just hurry up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Yeah.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because he couldn't get into the locker room,
Probably
I
because
guess.
he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. It is. Make your argument. Okay. Slots to count.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So
Yep.
next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! We picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Fair
This
enough.
exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
She's right. What he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way to go so next we have why did he choose this was
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! We picked that track. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have
Oh
a tracksuit.
no!
It's exercising.
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get
No way.
I know who it is.
You heard.
I didn't want it to be him. I really didn't want it to be
we know
him.
he was on his way to. So next we have to. Why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue
My tracksuit is.
I don't even. It's exercising.
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get?
No way. Not a chance.
Blue tracksuit. How do you know it was blue?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose
The specific track.
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
But where do I
My
use
tracksuit
this?
is black.
Nope. The hell are you talking about? Shut up, you little bitch. Oh, I have 1 life left. I have 1 life left. But how does he know that it's
where
blue?
Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
Go
why
exercise.
did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. It's exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any?
No way.
I don't get it.
Not a
Wait.
chance.
You heard
It's
him,
not
right?
Mondo. Because, okay, I get what he's saying now. He's
First of
saying
all,
that it's
we
blue,
know where
just like,
Chihiro was headed.
Chihiro's
He was on his way to
tracksuit.
go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My
Tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. It's exercising.
I have a
White tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
I don't know. To be
figuring
honest, I
out
have
who
no
the
idea.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard.
I have
First of all,
absolutely
we know
no
that
idea.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was.
So, the killer
Killer was wearing the same tracksuit.
No,
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assumed he headed off to exercise. She never said what color it
never
was.
said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
No.
And before we
I
began
didn't
the
want it to be
trial,
him.
Did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be.
They did it together. Oh my god, they did it together.
The bag and
It did
clothes
have to
were
do with
surely
sauna.
disposed of by the time we began our
Because they were
investigation.
there overnight, and he went there overnight, so... Oh my god, Chihiro went there overnight. They saw Chihiro.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit
Was that it?
is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked, the way he was acting, because I hated him. The way he was acting?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Did you notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Boom, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really?
Aha!
What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine
Really, again?
the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did they get broken? There's only one possible explanation: by hacking it, by exploiting a bug, by hitting its weak point. Hitting its weak point, right?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
The sauna.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
And 2 people would know that.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was...
Here's my answer!
Damn.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? What? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold up! You've got it all wrong! He would never kill! I don't accept this! Show me the proof! The actual solid proof!
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Make your argument. Broken e-handbook, Chihiro's e-handbook, card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Okay, so on
Well,
these
my
4 last
goddamn
parts.
handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can just prove that, then that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be...
Let's test Makoto's assertion. What he
It's
said is
Chihiro's.
correct,
He
then
has
Mondo,
Chihiro's.
You broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that...
Well, my goddamn handbook works
Damn it! No! Ah, hit it!
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay, one more round. Come on.
Let's test
Nah, I see what's going on.
You broke your own hand. In
It's
other words,
Chihiro's.
if Mundo's, then that proves that.
Well, my God.
No, come on.
Shoot!
That's
Let's
it.
test
Makoto's assertion. If what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mundo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn
Handbook works just fine.
No.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Her to fly!
Let's test if what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mundo's handbook is, then that proves that what Makoto.
Well, my God.
Is that it? That's it. Counter. Oh my god. We get so close every time.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean
That makes
that
sense.
the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
But he took it. He
Well,
stole it.
Here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh, this is where I put it together
That
as
way,
a comic.
everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Let's do it. Finish the taut. Okay. Put this go over here. Yep, that makes sense to me. And then you go to the locker room. Is this it, or is there... here? So this is where you go in. Is this it? Okay. Yeah, Mondo would have picked up that barbell, no problem. So you're in your locker right now. What's this? You would have dropped your, is that your handbook? Maybe you dropped it there? Okay, hit you. Is this it, or does it go further? Probably further. Let's get rid of it. Here. Not quite sure, to be honest. Act 3. So you picked everything up. You moved it over. Dang, I don't know. This is so difficult. This is confusing. Let's go further. Try to finish this one off. Okay, act number 4. You went in, you saw her. At that point, you already wrote it, so I'm gonna assume you wrote it right here. Mondo, you put this up at some point. Right? Did you? Oh! What else? Okay, this one goes here. I think this is pretty obvious. Act 5. Or is this over here? Okay, so I know where that one goes. I put it all the way over here, somewhere. Yeah, so that's obviously not there. That's the red floor of the sauna, right? Sauna's floor red? It is, okay. So that's obvious. This seems all good to me. Okay, yeah. That looks about right to me. Does that go there? I'm missing 2, right? Including that one that I just put in. To me, this makes sense. Right here. In. You went in. Where's this? Something else. What is this? So the barbell already has blood on it over here. This might be it right here. She notices. Or doesn't notice, but he's kind of doing that in the background. Comes up to her. Does that go there? Should I try it out? Am I missing something? I don't feel completely confident about this, but it is what it is. Are we missing anything? Looks full, right? It does. Let's reenact.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Okay.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events of this case. Damn, okay, so this one. What do I have left? Is this it? This might be it. I get it. I don't get this part too much. Is this what I'm looking at? It's these two that I'm really confused about, so actually... Rolled up the carpet, dumbbell, took off the poster... But that's right there. That doesn't make sense that you would have it twice. Okay, so obviously this, not the other one. Huh. What if this went here? And then this went here. And then this went... That doesn't make sense though, because it's not the same doorknob, it doesn't match. Let's try.
Here's exactly what happened.
Reenact. Can we skip through some of this? Okay, it just goes from where we were. Okay.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unclean.
Okay.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster.
Oh my god, thank you. Thank goodness.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. after all.
Next one might be
Sayaka
wrong.
and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Okay.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
I think I feel pretty good about everything going forward.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Yep. You're telling me.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo's the killer that already revealed itself early in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to the bullet battle times. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely! Let's do it! Let's talk a little about Fever Time and Nega Time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R button, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push A button however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access special time, right? So we're also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Nega Time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Let's do it. Against him?
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you!
Wait, what?
False!
What? What happened? Excuse me? Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Uh-oh, have we already come to an end to the debate? What? I don't understand what happened. Everything said negative. Give me another shot.
I refuse to give up yet!
Yeah. Can't give up now. not at all. We know it. I just gotta figure it out in a moment, I guess. I've got kind of a hard time with this.
You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False!
I don't understand.
Show me some evidence! I won't listen!
I don't understand. Final strike. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Show
whoa.
me some evidence!
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him. Wait, what? What?
I refuse to vote! I refute you!
Final strike. Come on.
Show me.
This should prove it.
Okay.
Thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Truth comes out. Jesus. There's no way I did so good at the end. Final results would it be? Yeah. Okay, cool. Bro.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh man. Mondo. Mondo killed Chihiro. Why? But why did he do it? Uh-oh, this summon looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? But why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf. The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the beep button to fast forward the text. No. I want to hear this. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy, but no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then, the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figuring being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them for help from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know. So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, the secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up, He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All Daya'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time, no matter what, I gotta win.
Fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, his brother pushed him out of the way. Dang. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's a team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his bigger brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed the episode, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.